Hi again. So this is what happens when you try to record a video in a truck yard during the middle of your workday during your lunch break. Sometimes you get interrupted. So I was talking about the real reasons of why I took a break from doing the artist way, because back in November I was starting to feel some resistance, and I had that epiphany as I was beginning to reread this chapter, and that resistance was coming up again. As I was reading the chapter, I was almost worried that I was going to read Julia, that I thought her words were going to say something like, you know, you're not a real artist if you don't do it full time. Just quit your day job and pursue your creative passions full time. Thankfully, I just kept reading, and Julia never said that. That was just my own fears and anxieties coming up, because I've learned the hard way that as a independent woman, I'm married, but I'm fiercely independent, and as a creative person, I need a full-time day job. And the reason I know I need that is because then I can make art just for the joy of making art, and I don't have to worry while I'm in the creative process how that art is going to be received, if it's going to be considered marketable, and I don't have to worry about how I'm going to monetize it and how I'm going to make money off of it. I don't have to worry about whether or not it's going to make my car payment or cover my rent the next month. I can truly create art just for the joy of the process of doing it, and for the joy of just creating something new and beautiful that never existed before. And I get to witness its birth, and I get to marvel at its beauty before me, before I even share it with anybody else in the world. I love that, and that's the miracle, the beauty that choosing to have a full-time job affords me, and why I continue to just cultivate finding the balance between working full-time, saving for my retirement, and allowing my art to not have to support me. So all of this was being churned up back in November when I started to read chapter 6 and didn't finish it, and then when I started to read it again, and I was just really triggered. But this time I pushed through, and I'm grateful that I had already been sharing on Facebook that I was doing this again, because when I put that out there, that was essentially you guys holding me accountable to seeing this through. So thank you. Once it got to the end of the chapter, Julia gives us very pragmatic advice, which she tends to do. It's part of why I love this program. And she suggests an exercise that she calls counting. And what that basically is not just having a budget every month, which I recommend, but she recommends throughout the month you track all of your spending, every little dime. And I'm going to read this so I quote her correctly and don't just paraphrase. She says that by counting, it will teach you what you value in terms of your spending. Often our spending differs from our real values. We fritter away cash on things we don't cherish and deny ourselves those things we do, like buying art supplies, taking a painting class, attending a writing workshop. So to sum it up, chapter 6 is great if you can get past the volatile emotions that it might stir up for you, that it definitely did for me back in November and then earlier this week. So please join me in doing the artist way. I know there are so many of you out there that have started it, or you've done it before but it's been a long time, or you drop kicked the book across the room and you didn't finish. Just let's pick up wherever you left off. That's why I'm doing these videos, because I know it helps me stay in the creative flow and remember when I'm in the trenches of my day-to-day life, whether it's at work or at home, just dealing with life on life's terms. I need to be reminded that I am a creative person, and the Artist Way program does that for me. So I invite you to join me. And next week, if you are in roughly the same area of the book as me, I'm going to be moving on to chapter 7, which is on recovering a sense of connection. I've already started to read this chapter and I've underlined the whole first paragraph. It's that good. So please join me. As we move forward, I'll be recording and posting one video a week, and I'll include in the comments below the link to my YouTube channel so you can catch up watching past videos. And the introduction videos where I just talk about the purpose of morning pages and solo artist dates. Until then, bless yourself with the gift of new art supplies or taking a class. Whatever it is that you've been longing for but denying yourself, I give you permission to do it. Okay? I'll see you next week. Take care.